general thoughts on defensive performance against Clemson?
I thought they were ready to play. I thought they did some really nice things. Um, Again, it's always going to come down to the special situations, right? I thought third down, one or two more stops will take away 7 to 10 points on the board. I think the red zone, not giving them a chance to. At very worst, you got to hold them to field goals down there, and we call it coverage, and they run a quarterback draw. It was a great call by them. Should have made them throw the ball, but thought they were ready to play. There were some guys who really played hard, and it was good, especially there towards the end. You kind of feel like, hey, let's just get the ball back for the offense. Let's get these stops, and I think it was 3 or 4 straight possessions. They went 3 and out, and were able to get the ball back to the offense. So it was good to see, but we got to take the ball away. And again, you talk about, they converted 4 third downs, but those are the scoring drives, right? So you got to be able to limit those some kind of way.
All right. On the first drive, where Coach Norvell mentioned some missed tackles, it seemed like it was maybe some over pursuit.
Yeah.
You balance the guys trying to make a play, flying the ball, with also being under control.
I don't. I think that's too fine of a line. They're like, you see the play, and they are literally flying their ass over there to go hit somebody. You know what I mean? And all they did was just they took their eyes off of the ball carrier and was going to where he was going to go. You know what I mean? Instead of tracking the near hip and going to where, trusting that those guys were going to pull him up. But you watch, and they were flying around, like they were so amped up to play. And I rather have that than to have to charge them up. So we need to get them to that point, and just, again, goes back to trusting their training, and we'll do some drills this week to get them in those positions again and try to match the intensity, to just remind them this is how we want. Channel that energy this way, and it'll be good. Yes, sir.
It was either 3 and outs, with the exception of one drive. Either 3 and outs with really long established. Why is that?
That's just the same thing, right? Like you're converting. You're giving up a play here or there, so it's first down and you make a play, now second and long, and we're not as tight in coverage, or they find a hole, and now it becomes 3rd and 2 or 1, and then they convert, things like that. You know what I mean? So, which is crazy, because the same calls on the ones we go 3 and out, we're just probably executing more. There's no difference in the calls. The whole game, I'm like, hey, was I too aggressive here? Was I lesser aggressive here? We're always trying to battle and trying to figure out, like, what made those the 3 and outs or not, and it's just coming down to execution, just coming down to guys making the plays. In those 3 and outs, guys are right there and they make the play. And those long drives, we're having too many third and, like, mediums to shorts, and that's usually the result of either first or second down, not getting the stop right then and there. Even the first play is a perfect example, right? You look at where the ball is hit, and it's almost for minus yards, like. I think it was AB did a great job of fighting through the block, hit him on the line of scrimmage, and it should be 2nd and 10, 2nd and 11, and instead he breaks tackles. We over pursue, and now it's 2nd and 1. You know what I mean? And even if you have success on 2nd and 1 and 2, it's still 3rd and 1 or 2. So we got to just execute and keep finding ways to give them a chance to get the offense off schedule. But that's crazy, though. Like, every game, there's been like a 13-play drive. Alabama, right? First time, 17 plays, and then they kind of settle down. You know what I mean? And then they just play ball and they execute. So got to figure out a way to kind of limit those. And again, it's probably going to be on 3rd down.
Who were your best players last night after watching the film?
Best players, I thought the linebackers did a really nice job. I thought all of them had their moments of being some of the best football players on the field, even the plays that you don't see that aren't recorded. Elijah Herring, their back was really big back, and we tried to get our backers up on them one-on-one. I think one of the first early 3rd downs, we run him through the A-gap, and he snaps his neck back. And it was a beautiful sight to see. The other backers, Blake, Juice, OG, all those guys in coverage. A lot of times, you go back and watch the film, they're in the zone, and you can see Cade looking at him, and you can see the linebacker peek, and then he ends up rolling back underneath to take away the second window, so the quarterback has to come off on it, and then he ends up going out or scrambling. I thought the linebackers did a really nice job the whole night in their zones and then blitzing that kind of way. I thought the safeties blitzing. I thought that was good again. You know, I think that's one of the things we do well is bring a safety and play man or play zone, and those guys are getting more comfortable doing that. So just got to keep on doing that. And then interior wise, I mean, there's a lot of little things that showed up. I mean, I thought Dan played well. I thought the twins played their butts off. I mean, Drell. I mean, that guy. I mean, both of them, but Drell in particular. You see him running across the field trying to get a piece of some people. I mean, it's beautiful to see. So that was probably it off the top of my head.
You may agree or disagree. You know the assignments better than we do, but it seemed like a lot of things in Clemson ran, you guys weren't there. Like it looked like guys knew what was coming. Like even the flea flicker, like guys were there, but then you don't get the results. You know, how do they handle that, and how do you guys?
None. The ball beat you. You know what I mean? Just like you said, we got a freshman corner in Jabril. You know, he was banged up a little bit, so Pat put in Duty, and that the plan is always to get Duty in the game early to get his bearings right. So we put him in the game, and just felt in that zone right there. They like to do all their specials, so kind of felt this, so called it, and sure enough, he comes scot-free back there, but. Again, that's a freshman seeing it for the first time, so he's kind of, blind dog in the meat house, whatever. But what I know he didn't make the play, but what happened was, flea flicker, same thing in whatever game that was, Miami or whatnot. The safeties see the run. They see the run, so they're coming up. So Ed starts to come up, and he's beat on the first initial. If the flea flicker was on time, he's beat. It's an easy touchdown. But because Duty did that and at least got back to the quarterback and made him roll out, it gave Ed a chance to get back there. And when you look at the point of the catch, I mean, they're both at the ball. The ball beat them. I mean, okay, no big deal. Like, you put yourself in that position on a special with a guy back there, like, just play ball. And I think that's the thing that they have done better the last couple of games than earlier in the season. The Virginias and Pitts was when something went wrong. They calmed down. It was like, okay, like, next play. And because of that mentality, I think, they were able to regroup and focus and go and not get in the tank and not let one mistake turn into two.
Sorry, you also had, like, I don't know, at least two, maybe three or four chances for big picks. Guys jumping routes but not finishing.
Yeah. We got to keep on believing in them. Like at one point, it's going to pop, and they're going to do it. You know what I mean? Like, the thing is, they're getting there. They're recognizing the call, the personnel, the down and distance, their leverage, their eyes are right to be in the position to go pick it or to be right there to go make the play. And now, like, the more they're in that position, the more that they rep it in practice, the more they have confidence in what they're doing and seeing. They're going to do it. You know what I mean? Like, we can't make up something for them to be like, oh, it's this. Nah, bro, like, you saw it, believe it. I believe in you to go do it, and they're going to do it. Like, they'll do it.
I guess kind of elaborating on Ira's question. These guys continue to play really hard for you guys on the defensive side and the offense, so this is kind of for the entire breadth of the program. But they're playing hard, but in these moments in the game where momentum's changed and you guys can really seize it, it just feels like something's just not clicking. Is that just being guys not comfortable playing side by side, growing confidence, and just learning, I guess, how to win? When is that kind of start?
That is, I mean, that's a. I think that's what you said it best. It's like you got to learn to win. You got to learn to win together. You know what I mean? And that's what you got to grow through it. And I mean, there have been plenty of times. I mean, I remember in the beginning of the season reading about that Virginia team and how, like, he was on the hot seat and doing all this kind of stuff. And those guys are together, and those guys are mature, and they were getting their butts kicked. And all of a sudden now they're kicking everybody else's butt. They learn to win. You know what I mean? And it's the same thing here. Like, you're getting guys in those positions. I mean, both. I mean, everyone, right? Like, special teams, I saw about to block a kick. Okay, Captain Mackay, you know what I mean? Like, young buck. He gonna block a kick, guys. He gonna block a lot of kicks in his career. You know what I mean? He just didn't do it that one. Like, saw Jerry. I mean, again, how many times have we seen him with his hands on the ball? You talk about inches here and there. Like, guys who have a chance to score touchdowns, guys who interceptions. So Ed to knock that ball out. They're right there. I mean, and the thing you got to do is you just got to keep pushing through that because eventually they're going to. Eventually they're going to. You know what I mean? I believe that. I've seen it. They're going to. It's just you hope that it's sooner rather than later.
Since I would say halftime of the Stanford game, I know y'all gave up a long drive in that second half, but other than that, it just feels like y'all are playing much, much better. Do you see, I mean, I don't know who else has helped Clemson to 2 touchdowns, not many.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see the improvement coming? I know the L's are the L's and they're stacking up, but do you get a sense of improvement with this team and they're starting the defense anyway, and they're starting to buy in more and more to what you're doing?
Yeah, I think it's going back to, again, I think it's the not letting one mistake or overreacting or the anxiety of, the pressure of it. It was the same feeling like it was last week against Wake. Like guys are jumping around on sidelines, they're cheering for each other. You know what I mean? Like there was no finger pointing. There was no there was no separating in adverse times. It was like they're coming together. They're like, hey, I got you. And, Tommy would come over to the defense like, hey, I got you guys. That's my fault. And the first thing the defensive guys like, no, we're going to get you the ball back. Don't worry about it. Like you hear those things going and it's building that stuff up in them. And like I said, they're in a good spot. I mean, we got to give them X's and O's wise. We got to give them here and there to get a third down stop or, one or take two of those third down stops away to get 7 points off the board or be better in the red zone so that way they kick field goals rather than get touchdowns. But they are in a good place mentally. They know that we are one play here, one play there, one thing here that from being able to help this football team win. So we just got to keep on improving on that, and I think they've done a good job in responding that way, like schematically understanding what to do, and then during the week, guys, like they're practicing their tail off. Like they are practicing their tails off. Bloody Tuesdays and hard Wednesdays and then Fridays. I've never been around a program that put pads on Friday and they hit and they go. Like it's starting to show up that calmness, and that's I think what's helping us weather that adversity.
Peter? Coach, being the circumstance in Wake, Virginia, is there anything that kind of mistakes on what you see from them?
I think they're just playing our guys.
No, Virginia Tech ain't kind of even looking.
Oh man, they can run the ball. Like everything starts with running the ball with those guys. Like they will rush for 300 yards if you let them. I mean, quarterback, running backs, everybody, they're gonna run the ball. So got a challenge ahead of us, which again, like that's a toughness deal. Like when somebody thinks that they can run the ball on you, that's a toughness deal. So we got to make sure our guys are prepared for a really physical Virginia Tech team.
You mentioned earlier having to go to some of those younger guys, and you've had to do it the last few weeks.
Mm.
At the corner, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
How's that coming along? I know they've got
Yeah.
some.
Oh yeah. I mean, again, like Duty, he's a guy who once it clicks, I mean, he should be a high draft choice. I mean, he's just that gifted athletically. Charles Lester's starting to get in the game more, and you're starting to see why his recruitment was so high. He's a guy who the more confidence he builds and the more things he puts on tape, I think he gets comfortable and the game slows down. I think the next guy's up, Kai Bates, is the next man up as well. He's a guy who's been around. He knows what to do. So now it's about getting him confident in doing it and trusting that he's going to go out there and do it. You know what I mean? Like, so at some point, everybody's got to go out there and just do it for the first time. So it'll be interesting to see those guys take the field and play.
Any other questions? One more. I know you're the defense coordinator.
Yeah, there.
But you've been around a lot of teams. This team struggles on the road. What's the key to a team getting? Because you guys have 2 more road games.
Yeah.
Season. Like, when you look at this team, particularly defense, but like, what do you guys need to do to be able to play on the road the way you guys play at home?
I think it's just messing with the process and the formula. You know what I mean? Like tweaking stuff. Like no 2 itineraries are exactly the same. We don't walk through the same. Your coach is always thinking about different ways. Whether it's moving stuff up, moving stuff back. What we do, what we emphasize. He was already talking about it. This morning about that very same thing. So I think all the great ones, right? All the great coaches, they figure out what formula works because no team is exactly the same. And I could pull up schedules from every head coach I've been around, and they've always treated things. They like there's certain things in an order, but they've always tweaking things if stuff isn't working. You know what I mean? Like they'll tweak something in a heartbeat just to find the right formula and process. So I'm assuming, and I know Coach Norvell, like he's already been thinking about and talking about it, so we'll let that come, in the following week.
Last one, Corey. I'm good. All good? Okay.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you, guys. Yes, sir.